Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of DudeWutPodcast. My name's Harry Dowling, and this time I am joined by Mr. Callum Hamby. How the hell you doing, bro?
I'm doing really well, thank you. Yeah.
Good.
Really
Good to
good.
hear,
Yeah.
What have you been up to, bro?
So it was a bit of a quiet weekend because I basically was playing Call of Duty campaign for all of Saturday, morning and afternoon.
Yeah, man.
And I don't know how much you want me to talk about it, but I quite
Well,
enjoyed
to
it.
be fair, actually, one of the news stories I've got for the entertainment news section is that the campaign came out, and I've literally just got Hamby said it was good. So maybe you talk about it a little bit, and then
I'll
we
talk
can
about it
leave
then,
it
yeah.
off the end. No, talk about it, and we'll leave it off the entertainment because I've been playing some Xbox stuff as well. So how was it, man? Was it any good?
Yeah, it's good. I don't think it's the best COD campaign ever.
Okay.
It's good. I think the story was kind of a little bit plain.
Really?
But-
okay.
But it was okay. I liked the missions. There was one mission in particular there's one gameplay mechanic that I don't know if I want to ruin it for you.
Okay, maybe don't.
But-
If you think it might
but
ruin it, then don't.
There's one gameplay mechanic that's in a couple missions, and I straight up don't like it.
Oh, okay, right.
But on the whole, it's a solid COD campaign. I'd probably give it a 7 or 8 out of 10. I
That's
think the
alright.
first Modern Warfare's probably better.
Okay, I was just about to say, how does it stack up compared to the first one?
There's characters that I really like in the first one that are barely in this one.
Okay.
But it's a solid campaign. The thing is that I don't like about the COD campaigns nowadays is that they kind of they did it with Vanguard as well. They kind of set up for Warzone and
Oh,
stuff.
right, yeah.
So the
yeah.
cliffhanger, if you knew there was going to be another Modern Warfare, if you knew Modern Warfare 3 was going to come out next year,
Yeah.
you'd be like, oh, that's a pretty cool cliffhanger.
Okay.
But
yeah.
but I know it's not. I know that it's probably just going to be a storyline that's going to be in Warzone.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's enjoyable. I think it looks incredible.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I've seen some. There's some gameplay clips doing the rounds today of Amsterdam.
Yeah, it's crazy. Especially so I guess you've been there as well. I know where that is.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
it's crazy.
I'm pretty sure I could tell straight away from the gameplay footage that I saw. Yeah.
Yeah, it's right opposite the old church, right before the red light district.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it looks literally real life. But no, it's good. COD. You never buy CODs for the campaigns. They're always kind of a bonus if they're good.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
And this one's good. It's not I don't think it. It's going to be a controversial opinion. I think the Vanguard campaign was better. And everybody shits over the Vanguard campaign.
Yeah,
but
we've said it.
Good.
We've said it so much, but Vanguard was a good game. The campaign was good. The multiplayer was good. So yeah, fair enough.
The thing is that I find with Call of Duty games, I think the Modern Warfare or Infinity War games are better on the whole CODs.
Yeah.
But I think the Treyarch, Black Ops, Cold War games, I think they're the better stories.
Yeah.
And I think the Modern Warfare story, it's okay. I enjoyed the original 3 in 2019, but they're good. They're very good all round games. But the stories, I think, are just kind of a little bit I don't find the actual story that interesting.
Okay. Yeah.
Russians have nukes and are going to set them off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've been up to some stuff this week as well, but carrying on with the sort of gaming theme. Sorry, bear with me a second. I thought I was completely on my own in this room, and a cat has just jumped out of a pile of clean washing, and yeah, it's coming for me. So I'm just gonna throw him out the room. Bear with me. Come on, mate. What you doing? Alright, oh shit, knocked my mic straight away. And I'm back. Yeah, I've been doing some gaming. So I mentioned on the live stream that we did, I'm still playing Red Dead, still absolutely loving the world of Red Dead 2. But we've been playing a lot of Chivalry. I don't know if anyone saw the stream. I haven't actually put it out yet. Depending on what time we finish this tonight, because I haven't said, but we said beforehand that this is going to be a slightly shorter episode, we think, because we've got stuff on and that. But yeah, I might put the Chivalry 2 live stream we did up on YouTube later. Really good fun. You'll see, and for those who did watch, it's crazy. It's great fun. But what I've been playing at the minute is I've been playing the sequel to the first Plague Tale game, A Plague Tale Requiem. It's on Game Pass now. It's very good. Like, the first game was very good also. It was on Game Pass. Unfortunately, they've taken it off Game Pass now, and they're now charging you like £35 if you want to play it, which is crazy. Like, it's a good game, but that's a crazy amount of money. But this second one's very good. Picks up right where the last one ended. Just like really good stealth game. There's not that many games coming out these days that are primarily stealth driven. Unfortunately, it does lead towards the sort of action side sometimes, but how it works is sort of if it puts you in a room of enemies, you can maybe do like 2 action moves. Like, you can maybe, bash that soldier over the head and shoot that one, but once you've done those 2 moves, that's it. So all the rest of the soldiers you have to sneak past, and the sort of the rat mechanic in the game is very good. So yeah, been playing Plague Tale 2, really loving that game. I keep saying like, I'm about an hour away from the end, I'll finish it tonight, but it just keeps going, in a good way. So loving that. The other thing that I've been up to this week that's not gaming related is had a nice day out in London yesterday. So I am an O2 customer. Now, O2, in my opinion, is a pretty crap network for actual signal. Like, I just don't get signal. Or if I do, I've got like full bars 5G, but I can't load a web page or something. It's weird. But they give you a lot of stuff. There's a lot of perks to being an O2 customer. And one of the perks was, or is, like, you can enter competitions, basically, like prize draws and stuff. Anyway, I entered this thing, or I applied for something, and I got 2 tickets to I think it's called the Bacon Cake Show 2022, which is perfect because Fee, not so much these days, but a year ago or a couple of years ago at least, was massively into baking, like cakes and anything baking, So I was like, that's perfect. So we went to go and see that, which was pretty good. It wasn't. It was in London. It wasn't as big as we were hoping, considering it was in the Excel, which is a big venue. It was like, it was like it was like just a sort of a not a room, because that makes it sound real tiny, but it was like a small side bit, and there were obviously a lot of venues there, a lot of sort of like cake stalls and things like that, but then there was also a lot of weird stuff there. Like, there was like a sausage company, and it was sort of like, what the hell, like they weren't giving out samples or anything, they were just literally like there advertising their sausages. There was also a lot of charities there, like Cats Protection, which I think we ended up getting suckered to sign up for. I mean, to be fair though, like, it's a good charity, but still, you're there to buy cakes, I spent about £55 on various cakes and savoury bakes and shit like that, and to be honest, none of them were that great. Like, a little bit disappointed with all of it. So it was kind of like, a nice trip out and a nice experience, but like, so. I mean, one of the things I did was there was this really nice looking kind of Indian food stand, street food stand, and they had hot samosas, all sorts of stuff. And I was like, right, I just want a samosa to snack on while I'm walking around this place. And Fee was like, well, it's 3 for a tenner or something. And I was like, yeah, I don't want 3, I just want 1. And Fee was like, yeah, but I want 1. I was like, okay, let's get 2. And then Fee's like, oh, for an extra, like, couple of quid, we can get another one. And I was like, yeah, but I don't want another one, She's like, no, let's get it. So we bought 3, sat down, had a bite, and you know the sort of corner shop that sells those Polish beers that you like? You know, a lot of the time they'll have like a single samosa kind of packaged. It tasted just like that. You know, like...
That's not good, though.
No, I know. It's sort of like, what the hell? Like, it was not great. But the day out was nice. We ended up then going to a sort of a cool pizza restaurant. We went to Regent's Park. We had a big walk around. And, yeah, really nice day out. So that's what I have been up to. Hamby, if you haven't done anything else this week, why don't we move on from there? Okay, it's time for everyone's favourite segment. So what are we drinking?
What are we drinking?
Alright, so actually I should say I am soft drinking today because I ended up having quite a few glasses of champagne last night. And I woke up with a bit of a sore head, so I was like, you know, I mean, I have a beer in the fridge ready to go, but I was like, I don't want it. I straight up don't want it. So I was like, you know, damn, what have I got? So, maybe a little bit of a cop-out, because it's just literally a drink, but I'm having it as my what are we drinking? Today, I'm drinking some straight-up OJ. That's right, orange juice. Not from concentrate. It's the good stuff. It's good.
Nice.
Smells like orange juice, tastes like orange juice.
Lovely.
I'm not usually an orange juice kind of guy, to be honest. It tends to give me a bit of a sore throat. I'm probably more of an apple juice man than an orange juice man.
I'm a sucker for cranberry.
Oh yeah, hell yeah!
Whenever I'm sick, I always buy cranberry juice.
Cranberry's like next tier. I sort of put apple juice and orange juice on the same tier.
Why? They're the same price. Just get cranberry juice.
Well, cranberry's fancy. It's like you know, it's like if you have like mango or tropical or something. That's like next tier up. So yeah, a little bit of a cop out, but I have a nice cold glass, a full glass. It was literally like 3/4 of the bottle to fill this one glass of orange juice. The premium stuff. Mr. Hamby, what are you drinking today?
I've got a beer. I just went to Sainsbury's. So.
Oh, okay, right.
And I've got a beer that I've had a few times before. Actually, it's pretty good. So it's Adnams Ease Up IPA.
Nice. I do like the Adnams. Yeah.
Yeah, I had this one quite a few times actually. It's a really nice beer. So yeah. Yeah, it's not even cold. It's just from the shelf. But
yeah.
To be honest, it doesn't really matter. It's nice anyway.
Yeah, some of those ales you obviously don't need to refrigerate.
Yeah, no, it's really nice. It's like a session IPA. So it says on the back, big mango aromas, flavors of pine, melon, and grapefruit. But honestly, it's not like that fruity. It's just quite like kind of a nice, like, understated flavor. It's actually quite cold, even though it's not in the fridge.
I like the sound of that, dude. That sounds right up my street. That does.
And it says gluten-free as well. But I thought all beer was gluten-free, but maybe I'm being an idiot.
I don't know.
Either way, it tastes nice. And I've had this beer quite a few times, and it's nice. It just tastes like an all beer.
Yeah, so I'm familiar with like Adnams in terms of is it Adnams that do the ghost ship?
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
and stuff like that. Like, there's quite nice beers, but that sounds good. I've never had that one. I'm gonna have to try that next time I see it.
Yeah. They do like a nice lager as well. I can't remember what it's called. It's like is it Kaleidoscope Lager or something?
I couldn't tell.
It's really nice as well. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. All right. So, yeah. I mean, I only brought that drink with me. I don't have anything else. There's some like cheap ass Coke downstairs, but I didn't bring it up. So I'm going to be sipping my OJ through the rest of this pod. Also, orange juice is one of the drinks that you can't chug, or if you do, I think you instantly kind of regret it.
Yeah.
Because it gets you very like, you know, like your mouth gets very sticky with orange juice.
Bitty.
What was that? Was that
it's from like
Little Britain?
Isn't it Little Britain? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's leave the what are we drinking there, dude.
What are we drinking?
All right, so no Hambone to pick today, so let's move straight on to the entertainment news. I got a few news stories. So we will start with the news that Black Adam has been released, and it's heading for a solid $60 million opening weekend. This information comes from The Hollywood Reporter, and it says that Dwayne Johnson's Black Adam flew to $26.8 million at the Friday box office, including $7.6 million in Thursday previews for a projected $60 million plus opening. Something it could clear $64 million depending on whether families show up in force. While $60 million plus would be among Johnson's biggest box opening debuts in a leading role, it is a relatively modest start for his superhero pick. At the same time, his films are known to have especially strong multiples, which it will need to cover production budget in the $195 million to $200 million range, including reshoots. That's a lot. But it seems to be doing well. I don't know if you've seen any trailers or any news or anything about this sort of Black Adam thing.
I've seen some stuff, with Dwayne Johnson on it and things, but nothing nothing serious.
I don't know what it is, because I'm not one of these people that's like, MCU, like, DC sucks, DC does suck, but that's their own fault, But I just don't think it looks fun or good, or, it just looks like The Rock being like, I want to be a superhero now. Now I'm flying around. It's just like, I just don't care, and actually I'm starting to like The Rock less and less.
He just plays the same character in every single thing.
It's just boring, You've got characters that are the same as the sort of Marvel characters. They look the same. I think people have seen, there's a character called Atom Smasher that looks pretty similar to Deadpool. There's a character called Dr. Fate, who is literally Doctor Strange, but he's being played by Pierce Brosnan, which is actually kind of cool because he's a good actor. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't see what the hype is about. I don't think it looks very good. I will watch it, but when it's on streaming or something. There's also news that it's come out that Black Adam will kick off Phase 1 of the new DCEU, which is the DC extended universe or entertainment universe or whatever that stands for. But it's Phase 1, so they're sort of scrapping everything that came before, and this is the new DC. And apparently, The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, has got a massive say in it, so it's basically him in charge of all this. We'll have to see where it goes. I don't get it, but seems to be doing well. Now the next bit of news was going to be about Call of Duty, but we've kind of already spoken about that, about the campaign coming out early and Hamby finishing it. I can't even play it for another 4 days, but
I'm also not going to be able to play on Friday because I'm going out. So I was like, I was planning to, just really get into the multiplayer. And I can't now. I'm going to have to wait until Sunday, I think.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Next bit of news. Now, this is that apparently bear with me one sec. Technical issues. There we go. Apparently, a Silver Surfer reboot is reportedly in the works for Disney+. This information comes from The Direct, and they reference, I think it's Cosmic Circus. It says that according to a report from the Cosmic Circus, the Herald of Galactus himself, the Silver Surfer, will star in his own Marvel Studios special presentation on Disney+. The special will reportedly take a similar style to the Werewolf by Night and feature Norrin Radd as a Herald of Galactus in the far reaches of the cosmos. Now, did you see the Werewolf by Night on Disney+?
Did not.
So, Disney are now doing this thing called Marvel Studios special presentations, and actually it's pretty good. It's sort of like hour-long movies, but so it's almost like they've listened to people's criticisms about there being too many TV shows, and rather than make a series now of like 6 episodes, they're just making like one 1-hour special movie. And the Werewolf by Night one was actually very good. Proper horror, black and white, sort of Wolfman style, very gory. It's good, it's well worth a watch. And apparently they're planning loads of these new special presentations, which is good because it means that to stay up to date, all you have to do is watch an hour film as opposed to watching like 6 hours of
that's really annoying
filler series. It says the outlet reported that the Silver Surfer is planned to debut in the months leading up to February 2025's Fantastic Four, and a must release before the film. Oh, and it must release before the film. And then it just goes on to say that the character of Norrin Rad will reportedly not interact with any MCU pre-established characters. And it's going to be... They're taking influence from Netflix's The Sandman for inspiration. I tried to watch The Sandman on Netflix because everyone was saying it was really good. And I watched one episode. Couldn't sort of jam with it. Wasn't my thing at all. Okay, here's another bit of news. This is... there was a new trailer for Creed 3. Now, have you seen the Creed films?
It's in the first one.
You should watch the second one as well, man. It's
I enjoyed the first. I just haven't got around to seeing the second. Yeah, I've seen the first.
So there's a trailer for Creed 3. Nothing I'm about to say is going to spoil Creed 2 for you, so... I mean, I watched it. It's just that Michael B. Jordan is obviously returning as his character of Adonis Creed, son of Apollo Creed, in the third installment of the franchise. Michael B. Jordan is also directing this one, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Looks pretty good from the trailer, though. And Jonathan Majors, who is a sort of a favourite actor of mine at the minute, is playing an old friend that comes out of prison. And then my next note just says Majors looks jacked, because I don't know if you've seen that guy, Jonathan Majors, but he is like just shredded, just absolutely shredded. And he's not a big guy. He's not like The Rock shredded. He's like a normal sized dude. He looks like a completely normal dude, but when he takes his shirt off, it's like he's just, god damn. He was in a series I watched on Sky, actually, called Lovecraft Country, or Lovecraft County. That was pretty good, and he's been in a lot of things. He's also actually cast as Kang in the MCU, so he's everywhere. But yeah, he looks pretty jacked. Film looks good. Enjoyed the last two. I don't think Stallone is going to be in this one, actually. I think he's pretty much done with Rocky. But yeah, Creed 3. Check out the trailer. Okay, last bit of news. Now, this is that Beetlejuice 2, apparently a film which has sort of been in and out of production for years, has got a cryptic update from director Tim Burton. According to a recent report by Deadline, Burton has offered a cryptic update on the long-awaited Beetlejuice 2, while giving a non-answer and backtracking from a statement he made earlier about his non-involvement in a reboot. Burton reportedly hinted at redeveloping the cult classic, and this is a quote from him saying, "Nothing is out of the question." And he says, "I only know if I'm making a film when I'm actually on the set shooting. If I try to go back to the root of everything, it springs from a seed and it grows rather than out of these statements. I'm working on ideas and things, but it's very early days. We'll see how it goes." Beetlejuice is a great film. You must have seen that, Hamby.
Yeah, I've seen Beetlejuice.
Yeah, really good. Michael Keaton, classic. I would be down for a reboot or a straight sequel, but the only way I would be down for a reboot is if Michael Keaton comes back as Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Just no explanation as to why he's like old now. Just Beetlejuice, But yeah, So, that's all the entertainment news I have today. Sorry for blasting through them. As I said, it's going to be a shorter podcast today. But now, let's move on to the meat of this pod. So I know it's coming up to spooky season. Well, it is spooky season. It's coming up to Halloween. Usually around this time of year, we try and do some spooky content. And we've had so much on that we actually haven't managed to get to any spooky-related stuff yet. We are still finishing our trilogy on the Star Wars trilogies. We've had a few things. We had a week off, and then we had obviously the Chili Pepper release, which meant that we had to kind of push it back. So today we are finishing our series, our So You Think You Know Movies Star Wars series by doing an impossible quiz on the sequel trilogy. So, Hamby, what do you think of the sequel trilogy?
Mixed, I guess. Like, I think that there's like, I enjoyed like the first one and kind of, but then lost interest in it after a while. But I kind of enjoy it. I thought the first one wasn't as bad as everyone thought it was.
Yeah,
but
that's
like,
pretty much the same as me.
But then I did kind of like lose interest in like the second and third. Like, gotta be honest, right? Even though they're the movies that I've watched the most recently, I think they're by far the movies that I don't remember as much from.
I think they're the most forgettable of the things.
Yeah, I remember way more with prequels and things. But.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's pretty much the same as me. I enjoyed episode 7 because it was a long wait, from episode 3 to episode 7. Obviously, I think we had some stuff in the middle or whatever. But it was a long wait, and then it was kind of disappointing that it was basically a rehash of episode 4.
Yeah.
But it was still cool to see, the visuals are amazing. That scene when you first see the Falcon again, and it's doing all this cool flying around stuff. Really cool. But then I thought that episode 8 was absolute bollocks. Episode 9, I mean, I can't even remember anything about it.
I can't. I vaguely remember stuff in the movie, but yeah.
I just thought that what I remember is I remember, seeing episode 7 and seeing Kylo Ren and going like, oh, who is Kylo Ren? Like, oh, is it gonna be Luke Skywalker? He's a bad guy now. Like, oh, and then it was just literally Adam Driver, like, hey, and it was sort of like, oh, who's the? Oh, it's a new character. Okay, right, yeah.
That's it.
I just wasn't that into them. So, 20 questions. This comes from just someone called Dragonoff has put this on the Sporkle website. I couldn't find a whatculture.com quiz based on the trilogies like where we usually go, because obviously they don't care about the sequels enough to even make a quiz. So I had to go to Sporkle, which is a really big quiz website. 20 questions. Apparently we have a timer. We've got 2 minutes to nail this. So
to do 20 questions?
Yeah, 2 minutes, 20 questions.
I don't think that's going to happen.
It might not happen, but let's see how it goes. Okay, are you ready?
Okay.
Are you ready, listener? Obviously, keep a tally of how you did and get in touch. Let's go. Question 1. Luke confronts Kylo Ren through a cross-galaxy force projection. And then the options are which film it is. So I guess maybe this is how it's going to be the whole way through. I didn't have a look at this quiz beforehand, but we have to say what film this is from. Force Awakens, Last Jedi, Rise of Skywalker.
It's got to be The Last Jedi, because doesn't he die at the end of it?
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, it is the format of this quiz. Rey impales Kylo Ren with her lightsaber, then force heals him. I don't remember that. So I would say it's not Force Awakens, because that's the one I remember the best.
Rise of Skywalker, then? It's got to be the last one.
Let's go Rise of Skywalker. Correct.
Yeah.
Rey accidentally destroys a First Order transport with Force lightning.
I want to say maybe The Force Awakens, because, like...
Yeah, let's go Force Awakens. Incorrect, Rise of Skywalker.
Okay.
Question 4. It is revealed that Emperor Palpatine did not die in The Return of the Jedi. That's the last one, surely.
When was it revealed that he didn't die?
Yeah, it's got to be right at the end of Rise of Skywalker, because he's the big bad guy, isn't he? And he's being held up on that robot arm thing, and he's kind of like, ugh.
Yeah. That sounds
it's
about
so
right.
forgettable. And he's like, it was me all along, I had clones. Poe Dameron and Finn crash on Jakku. I'm pretty sure that's the first. That's the very beginning of the first one. Episode 7, that is.
Why? Because he's like a clone, isn't he? And he kind of...
Oh my god. So, bro, we ran out of time.
Well, it doesn't even let you finish it.
It tells me the answers, so I'm going to have to sort of not look.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That was a fast 2 minutes. I couldn't even get through the questions. Question 3 of 20. What the hell?
Jesus Christ.
It's got to be Force Awakens, surely.
Yeah.
Okay. Luke confronts Kylo Ren through a cross-galaxy... Oh, hang on. We've freaking done that.
We've had that one.
Okay, hang on. Getting back to where we were. Okay. What the hell? No, it won't let you finish the quiz. It won't let you finish the quiz. Okay, let's replay it and get to where we thought we were. Okay, Force projection, Last Jedi. Right, okay, shit. God damn, running out of time. Last Jedi. Yep. Okay, cool. Okay, here's another question we haven't had yet. Starkiller Base is destroyed. Come on, man. We're
Return of the
time.
Jedi.
Return of the Jedi.
Rise of Skywalker.
No, Force Awakens.
All right.
Poe Dameron crashes. Yeah, that was Force Awakens. Han Solo and Chewbacca reunite with the Millennium Falcon.
Force Awakens.
Force Awakens. Yes. Okay. Palpatine drains the power from Ben and Rey to rejuvenate himself. It's got to be Rise of Skywalker, because that's when we've established.
Yeah. Rise of Skywalker.
The remaining Resistance fighters escape off Crate.
Last Jedi?
Yes, I was going to say the second one. Kylo Ren kills Han Solo.
End of Force Awakens.
End of Force Awakens, yeah. Rey encounters a dark version of herself in the Death Star wreckage. Second or third? It's not the first.
Last Jedi? Second.
No, it was Rise of Skywalker. Ben Solo defeats the Knights of Ren. It's not the first one. It's either the third one or the second one. We have 40 seconds left.
Last Jedi.
No, Rise of Skywalker. The First Order rises to power after the fall of the Galactic Empire. Force
Awakens, yeah.
Right, 20 seconds. The Radus disables the Supremacy by jumping into hyperspace through it. Second one?
Yeah.
Correct. The massive Resistance fleet arrives at Exegol.
Rise of Skywalker, yeah.
Yeah. Kylo Ren stops a blaster bolt using the Force. That's the first one. We've got 3 seconds left. Rey, Finn, and BB-8 escape the First Order in the Millennium Falcon.
Last Jedi.
It won't let me click it. Damn. Okay. Well, that was a bit of an anticlimactic ending to this podcast, but we did just get 11 out of 20 then.
It's over 50%.
It's over 50%. 55% we got.
There you go.
So we failed because 60% is the...
Oh.
To be fair, though, so Dragonoff, what are you doing giving us 20 questions and 2 minutes to answer them? That was the most stressful quiz I've ever done. Yeah, apologies, everyone. I definitely should have checked this before going for it. But at least it was a bit of fun. You've had fun. We've had fun. Everyone's had fun. As I said, a shorter podcast today. We're probably going to be about 35, 36 minutes, something like that. But hey, that's all right. The last week's episode was like 2 hours, 10 minutes or something. So, everyone, unfortunately, we have to leave it there today. But we will be back next week. Of course, we will be back on Friday. Well, Hamby won't because he's got stuff to do, but I will be back Friday, and probably the Big Bad T-Lad for a for some games. Probably, to be fair, probably a part 2 on Chivalry. Like, we're just obsessed with that game at the minute.
When are we gonna do some COD games? Maybe next week.
Yeah, maybe the week after. I'm thinking that I only need a week to blast the campaign.
Oh, you could do it in a day. If you have like a day off work, you'll blast it.
Yeah.
It takes like 5 hours.
That's fine then.
Yeah.
As I said to you, I don't like playing multiplayer on COD before I finish the campaign because a lot of the time it's the maps and things like that. So
yeah.
I will finish it first. But then, yeah, of course, we're going to be doing it. And then how many weeks until the Warzone 2.0?
16th of November. Day before my birthday, Warzone comes out. So
nice. We definitely will be doing some Warzone, some special or something. Maybe sometime in November we'll do like a special episode on like a Warzone quiz or something. Not that any of us know shit about Warzone. So
we did it a while ago, didn't we? And we sucked.
Did we actually? Oh yeah, we did. We did a Call of Duty one.
But this is a whole new Warzone, so
a whole new Warzone. New Warzone, new same old Warzone. Okay, everyone, we're back next week. Obviously, back on Friday with a live stream. Get in touch with us. Send us an email, dudewutpodcast@gmail.com. You can also get us on Instagram, get us on Facebook. Go to linktree.com/DudeWutPodcast, and all of our links are there. You can even watch us Twitch. No, not watch us Twitch. You can watch us on Twitch through that. It's a really cool link. It's literally everywhere. Also, if you want to be a super fan of the podcast, what you can do is go to buymeacoffee.com/DudeWutPodcast, and you can donate. I think it's between £1 and £5. Anything you do donate goes back in towards the general running of the podcast, and it really helps it out because the podcast costs money. And if you want to be a producer of the show on that same Buy Me a Coffee site, I'm pretty sure I might have actually selected it as the sort of default option now, but it's £2 a month. And what that gets you is a sort of a hard line to us, so you can suggest stuff. You get, you can chat to us, you can do stuff, and also you will get a shout out every week. When we start getting producers, you get a shout out every week in your own segment. So you can go on there. But if you don't want to, leave any coins, which is fine, the best way that you can help this podcast is by leaving us a 5-star review. Go on to any of your, apps of choice. Most of them you can do it in-app now, which is great. Leave us 5 stars. You can say we're a shit podcast if you want, but just leave those stars. That's all we need. Everyone, thanks for listening. Thanks so much for being a part of Dude What Podcast. And we'll see you this time next week. Take it easy, everyone. Bye-bye.
See you later.